Good evening. My name is Jeremy Blankenship. Today's date is April 7th, 2024. This is Psychology 2301.504 for Professor Wallace. This is my Weatherford College ID. Today we will be discussing the Bobo doll experiment performed by psychologist Albert Bandura. Albert was a Canadian-American psychologist and the originator of social cognitive theory. His theory is based off of and stresses that behaviors are inherited through social environment. The Bobo doll experiment was an experiment that focused on aggression. This experiment took place in 1961 at Stanford University. The study used inflatable toys that looked like clowns and had a weighted bottom on them. They were called Bobo dolls. There were 3 study groups used of children ages 3 through 6. 36 males were used, 36 females were used. You had one group that was studying aggressive adult behaviors, one group studied non-aggressive adult behavior, and a third control group which studied no behavior. In total, there were 72 children used, 36 boys and 36 girls. 24 studied the aggressive, 24 non-aggressive, and 24 control. Step 1 of the experiment was modeling. The aggressive group was showed models that attacked the doll. They used hammers and threw it in the air and would yell certain keywords like bang, boom, and pow. The non-aggressive group, the models played quietly with Tinker toys and ignored the dolls. The dolls were not acknowledged in that group. The third group, the control group, did not have any exposure to the model at all. They were just left alone. Step 2 was the aggression arousal. All 72 children were taken into a room with the toys. Once they started playing with them, the experimenter told the children that the toys were reserved for other children. They were for the best children and not for them. The toys were not to be touched. Step 3, the children spent 20 minutes in a room with non-aggressive toys, tea sets, crayons, stuffed animals, farm animals, to play with it. The aggressive group was given mallets, pegboards, dart guns, and a Bobo doll. Behavior was recorded every 5 seconds through a one-way mirror. Observers would write down notes, and in total there were 240 responses recorded per child. The results recorded were that children with the aggressive model acted more aggressively. The girls in the group demonstrated more physical aggression towards the model that was male and would show more signs of verbal abuse towards the female model. Boys were more likely to imitate the same-sex model. They were more likely to follow whatever the male model did. The final conclusion of this model was that children can learn social behavior through observant learning. Observing others did play a large impact on the children, and that it was highly conducive into the study. The study was not deemed ethical because children were subject to mental harm, which can lead to long-term behavioral issues such as aggression, depression, and inability to play with others, and trouble focusing in social groups, thus concluding that this was an unethical experiment. However, the psychologist Albert Bandura was awarded a psychologist award for this, and his study did go on to help further cognitive theory.